Hey everyone, Fajosevich here. Welcome back to some Hearthstone. Before we get started, just want to let you know about one of the promotions that Hearthstone is doing up until the release of Journey to Un-Goro. So we ended last season top 1%. I guess that's okay. We'll deal with the rewards in a second. But the most important thing that I want to be showing here is the fact that you can be getting free. Oh, we got lots of free stuff because we made it so high. Top 1% is okay, I guess. And we're going to be starting pretty high up with some bonus stars. But once we get through all of this, we're going to see the fact that Hearthstone is giving out free rewards. There we go. Just for logging in every day up until April 6th. So you're getting some sort of free reward just for simply logging in. So if you don't play a lot, or if you haven't been playing before the expansion's been coming out, make sure you log in every single day. Today's a pack. Tomorrow's an Un-Goro pack. The 3rd is 50 gold. The 4th is another Un-Goro pack. And April 5th is going to be a golden Volcanosaur card, which is going to be, at least, it's a rare, so at the very least, it's 100 dust. Okay, let's get into it now. And we are into a game where our opponent decided to go ahead and fireball our Totem Golem, which is okay. I'm totally okay with that play. Right now, we aren't in a great spot. If this is Mirror Entity, I guess we can just give him a 3-4. We can deal with it at some point. Overloading us, I'm not really worried about that because we don't have anything really great. We haven't been able to ramp out any of our Jades here, so I'm kind of worried about that. And definitely expecting this. I mean, without this being Mirror, this is going to be Ice Block, Ice Barrier. This expected to not be Vaporized anymore. Right? We can just start drawing and building a huge board then. Because if this eats some AoE, I don't really mind that much, you know what I mean? Because we have so much in hand that is reactive. I was kind of hoping this was tempo, and I did mulligan for it to be tempo with the Maelstrom and the Totem Golem, and then... I feel like Flame Tongue, oftentimes you hero power, and then that gets ignored. That's okay. Okay, he's going to ping these down, but that's fine. So now the issue, we have the option of hero powering to try and hit some of that healing, or we just pump in a little bit of damage. And right now I like this better because Flame Strike doesn't also take out the Jade Chieftain. I'm expecting this is some sort of freezy, bursty mage. So that is definitely a little bit scary, but because we have the Devolve to deal with, maybe Antonitis. So our big 3 threats that we have to deal with here are going to be Antonitis. That's a good answer for our opponent. Oh, that is so brutal for us. That's okay. Hopefully we top deck Aya. Just trade in, throw down an Aya or Aya, depending how you want to pronounce it. I know I pronounce things a little bit weird sometimes. Oh, Ice Lance. Lance on the 3-1. So how does this trigger? So this is deal 4 damage. Oh, that's actually not good for us. We could leave up the Flame Tongue. That was a good play, but that's 4 extra damage from face that our opponent can't deal to us. I don't know the ordering of this, to be honest. I feel like the 2/2 is going to get summoned and then killed by the Death Rattle. Like, it's going to complete the damage and summon, and then the Death Rattle triggers. It's deal 4 damage, period. Maybe that's deal 4 damage, period. I don't have any other good plays. Worst case. Yeah. Oh, well. We got a totem out at least. Hey, and it's spell power. So we're definitely expecting this to be a burn style mage. So we need to get drawing a little bit. We definitely want to find our Azure Drakes, maybe with a Bran. Start pumping out some of our Jades really, really quickly. And honestly, we're going to have to save this Hex. I'm expecting this Hex to be needed. Oh, well. Okay, so there's only 4 cards getting discounted here, and we're going to be able to keep track of them relatively easily. So we're expecting this to be an Ice Block or another Ice Barrier, basically, to slow us down. So what we're going to do is we're going to Flame Tongue Lightning Storm, but because we're going to do that, I want to throw down a Tunnel Trog first. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's guaranteed, right? Yeah, as long as we do proper ordering here. Now we have the option actually of Maelstrom as well. And saving the Flame Tongue. Actually, I like the idea of saving the Flame Tongue here. And so this also builds a board which is going to have to kind of be dealt with. And so I think the way we're going to have to win is we're going to have to be able to pump in a little bit of damage here. No, so our opponent does have some discounted cards here that they can use. We're expecting to have to deal with some. Okay, Arcane Blast. It's one Fireball. That's scary. Polymorph. So that's 2 Fireballs in hand and 2 more discounted cards. So things could go absolutely horribly for us right now. We could devolve because I want to save the Hex for Alex. Because I think we can go kind of slow. We're going 7 to 6. There could be some 6 drops that are actually good for us, right? I think that's what we're going to have to hope for. Not necessarily the best, but not the worst either. Let's just do this. Hey, 2-1. And I still want to save that Flame Tongue. I think Flame Tongue is going to be a bit of a key to victory for us. And these Fireballs might honestly be... I was going to say they might be unimportant, but I don't think they will be. Okay, well, we're just going to go pinging here. I really hope we get some minions that we can actually be playing. That's a good one. We're just throwing that out right away. There we go. That's how we're going to be doing well later on. I'm kind of expecting to eat some sort of AoE here. I'll just push in the damage. If there's no Flame Strike, well, then we got extra damage in. Well, actually, then we only get the 2 damage in, but that's okay. So this is going to save us now along with the Hex after we get Alexed. So we're going to get Alex down to 15, then heal up to 21. The issue is we kind of have to be pushing a little bit of lethal here with our opponent. And I think we've tested basically everything other than Ice Block. So I think we're in an okay situation right now. Opponent's just pinging us down. So obviously no AoEs. I don't know if I want to commit all of this to board. This is only another 4 damage. Let's commit this to board, actually, because if our opponent spends their turn with, let's say, like a Flame Strike here, then we throw out an Aya, and they've already played 1 Polymorph. Maybe we could have honestly gone with the Aya here. Double Fireball to face. Pinging face or ping the 2-1? Okay, well now we're kind of in trouble because we can't get our heals out. There is a good chance that we just filled our board and we're not able to save ourselves. There could be another 2 Fireballs in hand right now from our opponent, to be honest with you. Oh no, there couldn't. They can only have 1 Fireball left. But they could have Frostbolt, things like that. Uh-oh. Pyro? Pyro, Frostbolt. Oh, Forgotten Torch. Ooh, that's bad. So if we didn't fill the our hand up, we would have healed last turn. Because we were definitely talking about that being 2-turn lethal. And I think we may have found ourselves a little bit of a control warrior here on the ladder. As we see a very, very early Armor Smith, which is kind of a super cool card that we used to see a lot of. And honestly, I think we might see it again. Simply because the warrior legendary quest, I'm tempted to Maelstrom Portal here to save the 2-1. Because our opponent didn't have Fiery War Axe, so I'm just going to tank the damage and then Maelstrom Portal. And that's actually a pretty good one because we get to decide where that damage goes. So this game we have to be very, very careful with how we play around the brawls and things like that. But so far I think we're kind of in an okay situation, especially we were expecting this to be very much a Jade, or I mean a pirate game. And I think we got lucky and well, I mean, I think we had the resources though. We had a turn 1, we had a Maelstrom Portal, and we have the Jade Lightning, so we would have been okay against. I think there's no point in keeping this not healed or not stealthed. I mean, we might as well just chip away at this armor. So I think this game is going to be won by slowly chipping away. That's going to be horrible for us, isn't it? This is 5. This is then 6, 7. I kind of like that play. What else can we do? We can throw down a 5-5, but that's not as proactive. I think I want to be a little proactive here. So now we get our Jades growing a little bit. So that basically at this point our Jades... This is kind of the math on Jades. Once they hit becoming 3s, Like the next Jade we play is 3. Everything is more than valuable because we're playing a Jade Spirit, let's say for 4 mana. That becomes a 4 mana 4/5, which is very fair stats. It's very strong. So that's very reasonable to play in a regularly anyways. And then anything above that, it's just gravy. Now this becomes a 7 mana 8/8. Again, reasonable, strong stats. A Shield Slam on the little 1-drop, that makes us a little bit very happy. This is a little bit more sad. There's no doubt about that. Lightning Storms, I don't necessarily want to do. Because that Shield Slam just happened, I think I'm going to go ahead and play it this way. And just chip away at that armor a little bit more. Hopefully we have the ability to continue to apply pressure throughout the entire game. So that our warrior friend doesn't have the resources. Well, that's a pretty good trade actually. But now that's going to mean one Cruel Taskmaster that's not going to be able to do Grom things. Devolve, obviously this is going to be a little bit of a late game piece of action for us. I like throwing this out just in case it draws out a brawl. Basically, we need to draw out a brawl without committing to the board. We need to have enough threats on board that our opponent feels like they need to brawl. And because we have all of these totems, there is a good chance that, you know, it will be a reasonable value for our opponent. But we just never want to get to the point where we're committing everything that we have. Like right now, we kind of have this option of are we going to Jade Spirit or not? Now, our opponent's only played 1 Shield Slam. They don't have the armor, probably. They might have an Execute. They could attack in and execute. That could be bad. But the thing is, if we get brawled now, we're really dependent on top decking very, very well. So I don't want to do that. So we're just going to wait and then see if our opponent has a good... Well, they're probably... And it looks like there's an Execute. Oh, and a Bash. Okay, so that's actually... That's a much better play, I think, for our opponent at this point. Flame Tongue, obviously. Well, there comes the Taunt, and I'm debating, honestly, healing just for tempo. I wish we had something else to do. I wish all we needed, honestly, is one other Jade minion in hand, and I wouldn't feel bad throwing this down. Let me just take 2 seconds. I know sometimes people don't like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still left in the deck. So that's almost a third. 33% chance. Both Azure Drakes are good. Thing from Below is good. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it and... I'm going to keep it and do this just so that we can have a little bit of a board presence. That's kind of the thought process there, is that I still want to maintain some sort of pressure on the Control Warrior so that they don't get comfortable enough to start dropping all of their big threats. Because I'm assuming, you know, we did see that one Alley Armorsmith and another Shield Slam. So now all our opponent has for removals is going to be these, oh, hello, Lethal, my old friend. This is 4, that's 5. 5 plus 12 is only 17. Oh, but we just get brawled so hard here. Yeah, I think there's just guaranteed brawl. I mean, these cards have been held on to for so long now. I think we wait. Yeah, we really, really need to get something else going on here. Opponent's just going to armor up out of range. Okay, well, that's a card. And now at least we're doing more damage than they're healing. And the issue is if our opponent's running just the card, which I imagine they would be in this sort of deck, because that's okay. And here we go. Now we're actually chipping away. Oh, should I have checked for lethal there? Oh my goodness. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, let's do the math for lethal. This is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 15 plus 4 is going to be 19. 19 plus another 4 is only 20. Yeah, we're not there yet. If we get Jade Claws, maybe. See, this is now, I think we were one off there. We only had 21 damage on board there. So that was not a miss lethal. This turn, if our opponent doesn't brawl, then it would be a miss lethal. And even if they taunt up now, just thinking they're going to taunt or something, and hey, Grom. Oh, that's a strange one. Do we have lethal now? 3, 6, 7. 7 plus 4 is going to be 11. 11 plus 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 is 26. So that should be lethal here, unless my math has been horribly, horribly off. And luckily, it was not. Okay, so that was fun. That was the game plan from the beginning, I think, and I'm glad that we were able to follow through with that. So that was kind of fun. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. If you're enjoying these videos, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We're going to try and climb back up to those single digits as quickly as we can this season. Maybe push for legend. Keep your stick on the ice. Oh, and it looks like we're going to get a little bonus game in here against the Paladin with a very early Smuggler's run onto all of their cards at the time. Now this is very, very scary. But that's okay because we do have some... Oh, that is so scary now, though. That's okay. We'll be able to do things. We want Taunt, that's for sure. I think Taunt is the best result. Actually, that's good too, because now we can attack in and save our hard removals for something else. That's a really, really good card to get buffed, obviously, with its interesting Death Rattle. That is a very interesting Death Rattle. Ooh, going that way. Very, very gutsy. Oh, never you mind. That's a reasonable play. I think we just try and go for the clear, or do we just totem it up? I think we're gonna... Oh, if this had one less health. We just Lightning Storm every time. And I mean, 25% chance to get the Maelstrom is obviously just a loss. We're going to go with the thing from below. There's no super easy way for our opponent to, as a Paladin, to do great things. I mean, they might honestly still have buff cards. Oh, okay, no weapon though, please. Oh, patches! What the heck? Is that a buffed Finley or no? Okay, no Warlock, please. Oh, okay. That's honestly not the end of the world right now, because we have our AoEs to clear this board. Yes, and don't get me wrong, this is a lot of damage to face, but we should be able to stabilize right now. And that was an extra card draw. Now the question is, do we want to guarantee the board clear? Like we Lightning Storm first, and if we hit it, then we just Hero Power. We'll be overloaded too, which then will mean we can play Jade Spirit next turn. So if both of these die, then we save the Maelstrom Portal. And easy game. And it's very, very interesting because at first when we would see these... Oh, that's actually unfortunate. But we do have the answer as well. When we would see these goon buff Paladins, only two... Okay, so that's a spell or a weapon or something. And then next turn, I think we just play the Jade Chieftain, 7 mana, 7/7. It's okay. That's okay, to be honest. It's a lot of stats. There's a taunt. There's... Oh, boy. Our opponent was able to... Oh, no! And they're going to be able to drop 2 of them. Oh, they don't. Okay, so this is kind of good for us. And the other thing that I really like about our setup right now... Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're gonna fill the board and get our own draw going. And the idea behind this is our opponent has a whole bunch of 1-drops that are buffed. We're just going to go ahead and devolve them next turn, hopefully. Oh, that's unfortunate that they dropped it that way. Oh, I mean, yeah, they had to do that. So if our opponent does just empty their hand, like, that's huge, that's huge, that's huge. We just devolve and then win. Spell power, please. I'll save the... I'm just going to use the smaller. And that's honestly why we run Devolve in this deck, is just for these really fun, interesting, get me out of jail free type of interactions. Now the video's over, and now you can feel free to hit that big old red subscribe button below. Keep your stick on the ice. I'll see ya at Legend.